24, Carson Rule.
Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com this afternoon from Sunset Baseball Field in Brush. It's the opening game of the home season for the Brush Beediggers as they take on the Faith Christian Eagles.
Number 18, Braxton Shelton.
I'm John Beltran here with a freshman in Evan James. Evan, you still want to get into this industry?
Yes, sir,
I
do.
We're going to find out after this game.
All
It'll
right.
be a lot of fun.
All right.
All right, we'll get to the starting lineup here momentarily in just a second. As soon as we get through the introduction to the starting lineups. All right, you get to read the first sponsor. Beediggers starting lineup, Evan.
All right, the BTU starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Check it out today.
All right, for the Faith Christian Eagles, the visiting team, and this was an ugly game, by the way, 1 year ago on April 7th. Faith Christian won at home by a score of 18-0. Batting first for Faith is the second baseman Jeremiah Olson, left fielder Aaron Buckman at second. The pitcher Garrett Everett bats third. The cleanup hitters, the center fielder Caleb Bruder. Batting fifth is the first baseman Josh Dorr. Carson Wolf, the catcher, at sixth. Nate Hegarty, the shortstop, at seventh. Elijah Sanchez, the third baseman, hits eighth. And Mike Jang, the right fielder, bats ninth. Opening pitch brought to you by Buildings by Design. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design, the very best in the business. Carson Rule, the lefty, delivers. Swing and a miss. This is a different team than a year ago, and you can tell the wind. It's a game in Brush. So the wind is going to play a big factor here, as it normally does, at least in the month of March. And the pitch swung on and lifted into center field. Alejandro Maltos Garcia is there to make the catch. And on two pitches, the first out is recorded as Jeremiah Olson is retired for Faith Christian. Bryson Woldridge at first. Braxton Shelton is the second baseman over at third. Let's see. We have Ben Garrett behind the plate. I might have missed that one at third. Nick Wallen at short. Caden Schwint at left. Maltos Garcia in center. Eli Garcilazo in right. And the pitch is a strike. Check that. It is Ben Garrett at third. Hunter Ludgate is behind the plate. No balls and one strike. And the pitch is in there for strike two. Outstanding location in the early going here for the left-hander, the senior Carson Rule, who had some activity 1 year ago. Swung on and fouled straight back. Remains at 0-2 to Aaron Buckman, the right-handed hitting left fielder. I mean, the wind doesn't give up. You basically have to swallow the microphone, as you can tell, Evan. The pitch, fastball is up and in. Ball one, strike two. Faith Christian, coached by Jim Polson. They went to the state tournament a year ago. The Beediggers were 2 games shy of that. Swing and a miss, and a ball tailing down and away. And Buckman strikes out. There's 2 down. All right, Chris Bull Braun will have Thursday's game in Yuma against the Indians. That's a 4 o'clock start. The game against Valley is a non-league game on Saturday, so that one is still to be determined whether we air that one. But, of course, this is a non-league game as well. Garrett Everett, who had a big game 1 year ago against Brush, is the hitter from the right side of the pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball that was descending very fast. No balls and one strike. Carson Rule looks like he's in control there. Didn't get any starts last year, but again, he gets some mound time. Grounded to third on 2 hops, bobbled, picked up by Ben Garrett. Throws a laser to first and dug out beautifully by Bryson Woldridge. That's a great dig over at first base. And it's a 1-2-3 inning here for Carson Rule. All right, let's head to the bottom of the first. We're live at Sunset Baseball Field in Brush. Faith Christian does not score, and the Beediggers are coming to bat on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. All right, let's go to the bottom of the first inning, where the Beediggers will be sending up the following lineup. And that lineup brought to you by Equitable Savings. I think we gave you the Faith Christian lineup, but we'll do it here for Brush, obviously. Batting first is the pitcher, Carson Rule. The second hitter is the first baseman, Bryson Woldridge. Batting third, the shortstop, Nick Wellen. Ben Garrett, the third baseman. It's fourth. Hunter Ludgate, the catcher, bats fifth. Batting sixth, the
Now
second
leading
baseman,
off.
Braxton Shelton.
For the Brush Diggers, for the Beat Diggers.
Alejandro Matos
Top
Garcia,
of
the center
first
fielder, hits
inning,
seventh.
Number 24.
Eli Garcilaso, the right
Carson
fielder,
Rule.
bats eighth. Caden Schwint, the left fielder, bats ninth. Over at first base for Faith is Josh Dorr. Jeremiah Olson at second. The third baseman is Elijah Sanchez. Over at short, Nate Hegarty. Aaron Buckman at left. Caleb Bruder in center. As the fastball is delivered for a strike, Mike Chang in right. Garrett Everett, the tall right-hander, ahead of the count at no balls and one strike to Carson Rule. Beat Diggers won their opening game a week ago against Fort Morgan 11-6, scoring 10 unanswered runs up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike.
B&B Appliance can help you with all your appliance needs. Stop in and see what they can do for you. Check them out on Ensign Street in Fort Morgan.
And pitch is a strike. Man, that's perfect on cue right before the pitch is thrown. Evans got this thing timed out already. That only took me about 20 years to do that. He did it first try, second try actually. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. And the batter is up and in, 2-2. You can follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports, as well as the 1010 KSIR Sports Facebook page. The right-hander to the right-hander, Carson Rule. And Garrett Everett with a 2-2 pitch. And it's up and in. Again, he shorter on that. I don't know if he tried to throw the same pitch as before, but it had no bend to it. And now we've gone full. Here to the Beat Digger pitcher. Here's the 1-3-2 offering. Swing and a miss at a ball that tied him up. That might have been ball 4. Carson Rule strikes out. There's one down here at the bottom of the first inning. And that'll send up Bryson Wooldridge.
Now batting for the Beat Diggers, number 10, Bryson Wooldridge.
All right, Evan, you got to give me a top 3 favorite sports. So 3, 2, 1. Think about it. We'll get through this here. Think about top 3.
All right.
All right, here's the pitch to Wooldridge. Swung on and foul straight back. Wooldridge had the first base hit for the Beat Diggers of the season, and they were down in that game 6-1 to Fort Morgan before they got to the bullpen in the 5th inning and scored those 10 runs unanswered over the final 3 frames. We're at the bottom of the first inning. John Beltran with freshman Evan James. The pitch, and that fastball's upstairs. 1-1. All right, so you did some PA for Brush basketball.
Yeah.
All right. You doing any PA here then?
Yeah, when we're not going on air here.
Yeah, just tell them forget about it. Just work with me the whole season. All right, and the offering. Swing and a miss. Got overpowered by the fastball. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to Bryson Wooldridge. These are 2 guys to begin the lineup, Rule and Wooldridge, that have the rare combination of throwing lefty and batting righty. And the 1-2. And the breaking ball, he went. It's in the dirt, and he's tagged out by the catcher, Wolf. And 2 strikeouts to begin the bottom of the first inning. And there's 2 down. All right.
Now batting, number
Here is
21,
Nick Wellen.
Wellen.
All right, your third favorite sport is?
That'd have to be hockey for me.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's. I'll get to my top 3 here momentarily.
All
The
right.
pitch. Fastball is up and in. Number 2.
Number 2 for me would probably have to be baseball.
Okay, that's my number 1. We'll get to your number 1 here momentarily.
Alrighty.
Here's the wind and the offering. Swung on. That ball is driven on the ground into left field for a base hit by Nick Wellen. A 2-out single here at the bottom of the first inning. As the Beat Diggers, who generated 2-out rallies against Fort Morgan, try to do the same here as Ben Garrett steps in, and Ben had the big hit. He had an RBI double that gave the Beat Diggers the lead for good in what turned out to be a huge 6-run
Now
5th
batting,
inning for
number
Brush.
15, Ben Garrett.
The stretch, Wellen with a 2-step lead at first, the pitch, and that is low. All right, your favorite sport?
My favorite sport would have to be football, actually.
Yeah, no, I figure. You're of that generation. Football, I like football, but it's not in my top 3.
Yeah.
It's not in my top 3. Number 2, believe it or not, I'll get to it in a second. And the offering. Swung on and lifted into right field. The wind playing tricks with it. Coming in, still coming, diving, and unable to make the catch is Mike Chang to third base. And now rounding third and going home as well, and he's going to score on a Texas leaguer. Wind aided there by Ben Garrett, and the Beat Diggers lead 1-0. And you could tell as soon as that ball was hit, Evan, that the wind was blowing the baseball in.
Yeah.
And Mike Chang, had he read that right off the bat, he probably would have made the catch, but looked like he had some trouble with it, and it's rare that you score from first on a single.
4, Hunter Ludgate.
But that's what Welland did, and he's got plenty of speed. Of course, he's the number one running back for the Beet Diggers the last 2 years as well. The pitch, and that is over for a strike at the knees with a fastball. No balls and 1 strike, so a 2-out rally. Back-to-back singles there by Welland, and Garrett has gotten the Beet Diggers on the board. So they've already scored more runs than they did last year in an 18-0 loss. Throw back to first, back and diving is Garrett. 0-1 here to Hunter Ludgate. He's got a great arm behind the plate. That's a bigger lead for Garrett. I'm not sure if he's going to take off here. With an 0-1 count, the pitch. And that is a strike at the knees with another fastball. It's 0-2. Number 2, believe it or not, for me is tennis. I grew up in Florida, and I played a lot of tennis. I love tennis. The 3 is probably basketball, although horse racing is another sport that I kind of grew up with, but I wouldn't put it in my top 3.
Nice. I've never really seen horse racing, so I...
Well, it's not as popular. Horses are popular, but not horse racing as much here in Colorado.
Yeah.
Runner goes, and that is taken upstairs to throw to second, and Garrett's with a stolen base, and he goes in sliding head first. Boy, Ben's picked up some speed from a year ago. He looks faster this year, and he's in scoring position with 2 down. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Here to Hunter Ludgate. In the bottom of the first inning, the Beet Diggers on the board. The pitch, that is a called strike 3 on the outer half at the knees. And Garrett Everett strikes out the side. However, he allows a run on 2 base hits, no errors, and a man left in scoring position. Let's head to the second inning at Sunset Baseball Field in Brush on a windy Tuesday. That is not a new concept. The score, the Beet Diggers 1, the Faith Christian Eagles nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Along with Evan James, I'm John Beltran from Sunset Baseball Field. Let's head to the second inning. The Beet Diggers with a 1-0 lead. The Beet Diggers in their new uniforms, they wore those maroons for years. What do you think about them, Evan?
I think they're really classy,
Aren't they?
Yeah.
Man, they're sharp, man.
16,
They are sharp. Yeah, the Brush Beet Diggers right across the chest with the, and you've got like a double color there on the sleeve. Well, no, it's on the shoulder you got the maroon, and lower towards the elbow you have the gold. Wind and pitch, and that is a strike, belt high. No balls and 1 strike. The 4th right-handed hitter in this lineup. Here for Faith Christian with a 1-0 Brush lead is Caleb Reuter. And the offering, swing and a foul to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Beet Diggers lead 1-0 on an RBI single, a Texas leaguer from Ben Garrett. It was a 2-out rally started by Nick Welland. Let's see what rule comes with. 0-2. Swung on and chopped to short. Welland's going to charge. He fields, he gloves, he throws, and he got him. 1 down as Reuter's retired. Here in the top half of the second inning. 4 up, 4 down for Faith. And here is Josh Dorr, the first left-handed hitter. Right, every other inning we'll have a top 3. We'll just do it like that.
All right, sounds good.
We'll get to food or something, ballpark food.
Yeah?
We'll try to make it fun.
All righty.
I mean, it was just about the game. Not every game is a great one, although this is a good one. Fastball for a strike on the outer half thigh, high to Dorr. Lefty against lefty, it's 0-1. And Carson Rule works quickly. And that is a little bit outside. Boy, excellent location there, down and away, but just missed. And the count evens at 1-1 to the left-handed hitting, Josh Dorr. 1-0 Brush in the second pitch. Swung on and fouled down the left side. And out of play as Garrett gives chase. Count moves to 1-2. See, something went flying. I don't know what it was. But this is why. Evan, if you lose your hair like I did, either stay covered, but don't go with anything fake up there. It'll fly away, man.
All right.
1-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted into shallow left center field. Should be an easy play. And coming is Caden Schwitt, the freshman. And he makes the catch, 2 down. Did you see how cautious he was? The 2 hands, that wind, man.
Plays a big role.
Again, if you're here for the first time or your first season watching Beet Digger baseball here, the wind seems to be not here every game, but last year it seemed like it was present every game. And if the sun wasn't out, this would be tough to deal with. Carson Wolf now hitting from the right side. Swing and a miss with a fastball up and in. It's 0-1. Carson Rule is retired all 5 hitters he's faced. Looking very sharp, and he's working quickly. Because baseball, if you work quickly, your defenders play better. Swing and a miss, and a ball in the dirt to the screen. It was a breaking ball, and Wolf was completely fooled. No balls and 2 strikes. And let me tell you, look at Carson Rule. I don't remember him throwing too many balls in this game. Everything seems to be a strike. A strike-throwing machine so far. He's thrown 16 strikes and only 2 balls. And the 0-2 pitch up and away. Yeah, one of the biggest mistakes you can make as a pitcher is throwing an 0-2 pitch right down the middle or anywhere near the strike zone. You want them to guess. So that's why that was a little bit of a waste pitch. 1-2. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Remains at 1-2. First Speed Digger run of the game. Brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants. Engineering Consultant Services. Consulting, that is, for all of your projects. And the pitch in the dirt. Took something off, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the second inning, Brush 1, Faith Christian nothing. Both teams graduated quite a few players. The Faith Christian the top 5 in their lineup. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and a fastball down and in. 1-2-3 again in inning number 2 for Carson Rule. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. We'll do it in 1 minute. Faith Christian trails Brush. The Bead Diggers are in the lead, 1-0 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. The Bead Diggers lead the Faith Christian Eagles 1-0. I'm John Beltran with Evan James, who's about 25% of my age. Yeah. She's almost, man.
Almost.
No, it's fine. Hey, I was a freshman once. Actually, I was a freshman more than once. That's how bad I did academically. Well, actually, no, I'm kidding. Freshman high school, freshman college.
That's 2 there, though.
No, that's, yeah, exactly. So I actually wasn't lying. Although I'm known to do that. Here we go. And the pitch is swung on, chopped left side to the shortstop. That'll be bobbled, and Braxton Shelton's going to reach on the air by Nate Hegarty. So the opening hitter for Brush here in the second inning is on the E6, the first error of the game. But again, that's why you hit the ball on the ground. You hit the ball on the ground, you got to force 2 plays, the field and the throw.
Now batting number 12, Alejandro Montes Garcia.
Here's another freshman in Hondo. Shelton with a 2-step lead at first against the right-hander Garrett Everett, scoring the bunt, and he lays it down foul up the first base side. It had some backspin to it. Yeah, usually what that means is that you bunt it off the bottom of the bat. The bottom of the bat hits the top of the ball, has some top spin, and that's why that one trickled. That's a baseball word, by the way, Evan. Trickled. I didn't learn that until I started calling games.
All right.
2-3-step lead. Not that you want to learn from me too much. Throw back the first back at diving is Shelton. 1-0 Bead Diggers on the RBI single with 2 down in the first inning from Ben Garrett. An open stance here for Alejandro Maltos Garcia. The stretch. Everett looks in, and the pitch squaring to bunt, and the breaking ball belted beautifully down the third baseline. Picked up, throw to first is going to be late, and it hops off the back of Alejandro Maltos Garcia. That's going to be a base hit and an error on the pitcher, allowing Shelton to advance to third. So 2 errors, but that is a gorgeous bunt. I mean, he couldn't have laid that down any better with his hand. That was beautiful. Now the Bead Diggers are in business. First and third, nobody out. Here's Eli Garcilaso, another open stance, and this is a big-time open stance. That left foot, that front foot is near the upper left part of the box.
Now batting number 27, Eli Garcilaso.
And the pitch is a strike. He went on that one on the inside corner. It's 0-1.
Transwest believes that customers are number 1. Check out the selection online or just stop on one of their... Hold up.
Yeah, their dealerships in Fort Morgan or Sterling today. Sorry, they got you on the other page. That's
yeah, it did.
Transwest. No balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runners at the corners, 1-0 Brush in the second. And a swing and a miss. The runner goes to the second. It's up the second base side. Shelton will break for the plate, and he will score. And going to third is Maltos Garcia, and that ball gets away on the third error of the inning. On the errant throw by Carson Wolf, so give Maltos Garcia the stolen base. And again, Shelton scores on the throwing error. The Bee Diggers lead 2-0. Well, they've just played some small ball. Hit the ball on the ground. Then you take advantage of another error after a gorgeous bunt by Maltos Garcia. Garcilaso got to work on his pitch selection there. He swung at 2 pitches that were out of the zone. Now he's down in the count 0-2 in the pitch. And that is a call strike 3 on the outside corner. And that's a plate appearance. He probably wants to forget he's down on 3 pitches. 1 down as Maltos Garcia, by the way, took third. Here's Caden Schwint, the freshman, the third freshman in the lineup, and the pitch. And he takes a fastball for a strike. Just above belt level, it's no balls and 1 strike. So the Bee Diggers have tallied a run in the first and 1 here in the second. And Everett gets a sign and the offering. Swing and a miss. Same location, but that time he swung at it. It is 0-2 to Caden Schwint. Now the wind picking up even more here in Brush. And yeah, Caden's got to shorten up that swing. Just hit it on the right side of the ground, you get a run. The offering. Swing and a miss. He tied him up, and he strikes out on 3 pitches, as did Garcilaso, and there's 2 down. Here is Carson Rule. Carson struck out swinging.
Top of the order, number 24, Carson Rule.
Let's go, Carson.
And the pitch swung on. That's chopped over the mound. This is going to be a tough play. Hegarty to his left. The shortstop fires to first. That's going to be late. And beating it out is Carson Rule. Scoring is Maltos Garcia on the infield single. The Bee Diggers lead Faith Christian 3-0. The Bee Diggers have made 5 outs in this game, and they're all strikeouts. So when they put the ball in play, the result has been very good. Here is Bryson Wooltridge. He struck out in his opening at bat. Rule with a lot of speed. Throw back to first, and that was dug out by the first baseman, Dorr. Back at diving is Rule.
Number 10, Bryson Wooltridge.
The Bee Diggers had 2 hits with 2 outs in the first. Pick up another hit with 2 outs here in the second. And the offering, pitch out, runner goes to second, the throw is up the shortstop side, and Rule's got the stolen base. Carson Wolf threw it up the shortstop side. That allowed Rule enough time for that head slide. They're sliding it at first, and he's in scoring position. 1 ball and no strikes. Wooltridge steps out. You know, when the wind picks up like this, there's one wish you have for the game to go by quick.
Yeah.
But to be a good game, too. I mean, you don't want it to get... I've seen games like this get out of control. And the offering. And the bender's in there for a strike. On the outer half with the knees, and the count levels at 1-1. 2 down, 1 on and 2 across for the Bee Diggers. They lead 3-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Laying down the sign is Wolf. Faith Christian has committed 3 errors in this frame. And the pitch. And that curveball stays high. Ball 2, strike 1. Off of second is the Bee Digger pitcher, Carson Rule. He goes to third, and that pitch is a strike. The throw to third, and that's going to skip by the third baseman, and it's backed up there, so Carson Rule's got to go back to third. That's a great play by Hegarty. Backing up, if not, Rule would have scored. But it is a stolen base, the second one of the inning for the Bee Diggers. Actually, the third, because Rule just stole second. Count is sitting at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here to Bryson Wooltridge. Here's the wind and pitch. That is a called strike 3. 6 strikeouts for Garrett Everett over the first 2 innings. The Bee Diggers in the inning get 2 runs on 2 hits. There were 3 errors and a man left at third base. Let's head to the third. The score, Brush 3, Faith Christian nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Faith Christian is looking for their first hit. The Beet Diggers lead here in the top of the third, 3-0. Carson Rule has thrown 22 pitches, 18 of those for strikes. I mean, he has not fallen behind a single hitter and has retired all 6 Faith Christian Eagles he's faced. He has struck out 2, so his defense has played well behind him. 7, 8, and 9, Nate Hegarty will lead off.
Leading off for the Eagles, number 4.
The right-handed hitting shortstop.
Hegarty.
And the pitch, swing and a miss. Had some nasty movement on that pitch. It's 0-1. And that's the thing, there's no change in his delivery, whether he's throwing a breaking ball or a fastball or even off speed. That's on the inside. Just missed the corner. Ball 1, strike 1. A run in the first for Brush and 2 in the second. Carson Rule did have an RBI infield single, the pitch, and that one hit him on the backside on the breaking ball. That's the first base runner for Faith Christian, and it comes in the third inning. That'll bring up Elijah Sanchez, the right-handed hitter, playing third base today. Well, let's see if the Beet Diggers can turn a double play. They haven't had any opportunities. Very short lead at first. And the pitch, swing and a miss to a fastball right by him at the knees. It's 0-1.
Batting for the Eagles, number 27, Eli Sanchez.
No balls and 1 strike. Chris Braum again will be with you on Thursday when the Beet Diggers travel to Yuma to take on the Indians. Throw back the first runner going to second. Wooldridge is going to fire to second, and Hegarty's out! Gun down at second. There's 1 down. Caught stealing goes 1-3-6. Actually, it's a pickoff. Well, it is a caught stealing. Either way, 1 down. Sanchez down at the count at 0-1. And the pitch inside. Took something off that. The count is even. At 1 ball and 1 strike.
Colorado Plains Medical Center, CPMC, has experienced physicians and highly trained surgical team trained in the latest surgical procedures. Explore what procedures are possible in your hometown.
That's Colorado Plains Medical Center. Foul ball by Sanchez. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Always thank you to all the sponsors making these broadcasts possible. They're the lifeline. The advertising is the lifeline of certainly radio and television. The pitch, swing and a foul to the screen. And the count remains at 1-2. 1 down, bases empty here in the top of the third inning. And it's 3-0 Brush. Here at Sunset, looking to improve to 2-0, leading Faith Christian. Laying down the sign is Ludgate. And the offering, swung on and lifted into shallow right field. Going back is the second baseman, Shelton, makes the catch on the nice back pedal. And there's 2 down. It was a nice back pedal that he learned from his mother. That's the way he made that catch. Now with 2 down, that'll send up Mike Jang.
Now batting number 11, Mike Jang.
Another right-handed hitter, and the pitch swung on and chopped left side. The third baseman, Garrett, has got it. He sets, he fires. And once again, Carson Rule faces the minimum. He did hit a batter, but that batter was caught stealing, trying to take second. Actually picked off. Let's head to the bottom of the third inning. The Beet Diggers are in the lead here at Sunset as they lead the Faith Christian Eagles 3-0 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.
Number 21, Nick Wellen.
All right, let's head to the third inning. Bottom of the third, that is. The Beet Diggers lead Faith Christian 3-0. And the pitch to Wellen. He takes it for a strike on the outer half. It's 0-0. Wellen singled and scored in the first inning. So he's begun the season with hits in both games. And the pitch up and in from the right-hander, Garrett Everett, who struck out 6 through 2 innings. I'm John Beltran with Evan James, a future broadcaster trying to eclipse anything I've ever done in my career. And the pitch up and in again. Same pitch, same result. Ball 2, strike 1. And we know with broadcasting, so many different facets of it. Here's the wind and the 2-1. High with a fastball. All right. Now I got to think top 3 after. We'll go through 2 batters here, Evan.
All right, sounds good.
Top 3 ballpark foods. Okay, I don't know how many games you've gone to, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, ballpark food is virtually anything now. Swung on and fouled straight back. 3-2. I'll probably keep it pretty simple. Nick Wellen, the first hitter for the Beat Diggers here, the bottom of the 3rd. 3, 4, and 5 for Brush, leading 3-0 over Faith Christian. And the pitch, swing and a miss. That's strikeout number 7, and he swung and a pitch above the letters, and there's 1 down. Here's Ben Garrett, had that Texas leaguer that scored Welland.
Now we got batting number 15.
Yeah, the one thing some Beat Diggers have struggled with at times in this game is pitch selection. As evidenced by the 7 strikeouts, the pitch. That's a strike with a fastball in the inside corner at the knees. And it's 0-1 to the Beat Digger third baseman. This wind is relentless, as are my uncanny jokes. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that curveball stays high. And it's 1-1. The Avalanche and Minnesota Wild coming up after this game, 6 o'clock on 10-10. And the offering, 2-1. Here to Ben Garrett, again with an open stance from the right side. And a pitch, swing and a miss, tied him up with a fastball in the inner half. Letter high, and it's 2-2. Well, the Beat Diggers do have 3 runs on 4 hits. And the pitch, swung on and fouled to the backstop on a fastball up in the zone. Count remains at 2-2. All right, I think I got my 3 here. I think I got my 3.
All right.
Yeah, I think I got it. The pitch, swung on and fouled on the breaking ball up the first base side. But when Garrett's at bat gets through, I'm not throwing in Bloody Mary. Okay, that doesn't count. All right, it's got to be an actual food. It's got to be something you masticate.
All right.
Something you eat.
Well, I think I got my 3 too then.
Okay, all right, let's get to it here. 3-2 pitch, swung on and fouled back. And for Garrett, this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. 1 down in the bottom of the 3rd. The Beat Diggers scored a run in the 1st and 2 in the 2nd, and lead 3-0. And hopefully the sun won't disappear for too long. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Nate Hegarty has it go right underneath his glove as he charged towards the baseball. And that's error number 4 on Faith Christian. And that allows Garrett to reach. So he's on. And coming up is Hunter Ludgate. He struck out looking his first time up. Ben Garrett had a stolen base his first time. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. All right, you got number 3. Number 3, ballpark foods.
I would probably have to say a hamburger.
Nice job, okay. I'm going with simple French fries. All right, simple French fries. They got to be nice and crispy, though.
Oh, yeah.
All right, simple French fries. I'm not going to tell you what I top them off with. A pitch. Swung on. That is lined on one hop to Hegarty to second for 1 and back to first. And that is a 6-4-3 double play. And that ends the inning. We'll get to our top 2 here coming up. Top 2 ballpark foods as the Beat Diggers do not score. No hits. There was a Faith Christian error and the bases were left empty. Let's head to the 4th inning. We are in Brush with the score. The Beat Diggers 3 and the Faith Christian Eagles nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 3 innings complete and 4 more to go as we head to the 4th inning. The Beat Diggers lead the Faith Christian Eagles 3-0. Carson Rule has faced the minimum 9 batters. He did hit a batter, but he was erased on a caught stealing. It'll be
Number
Jeremiah
35.
Olson, Aaron Buckman, and Garrett Everett.
Jeremiah Olson.
Olson popped to the center fielder, Maltos Garcia in the first. All right, we got to get back to the important matters at hand besides the game.
All right.
All right, you know what? We got to fill in the blanks a little bit here, Evan.
All right.
The pitch, and that is up and away with the off-speed. 1 ball, no strikes. All right, I'm going to say on the fries, cheese fries, even chili cheese fries, if I crank it up a notch. Swung on and grounded up the middle. Second baseman Shelton backhands. He says he throws to first low, but it is dropped by Wooldridge. So that'll be a throwing error. Would have had him there on the play. Nice backhanded play by Shelton, but reaching is going to be Olson, the opening hitter here in the 4th inning. And that was almost dug out there by Wooldridge, but just off his glove. Now the Beat Diggers looking to turn a double play, as Faith Christian did to end the bottom of the 3rd inning. Throw back to first, and back in standing is Olson. Buckman struck out swinging. All right, so that's what about with your burger? All right, give me some toppings. I mean, I know you're not having that plain.
I mean, like...
You can keep it simple. You don't have to be fancy about it.
I usually like probably some...
Bunted out in front of the plate. Rule throws to first for the out, advancing to second.
Yeah, I think I'd probably put like some onions and lettuce on that.
Okay. Jeremiah Olson advances to second. Well, you going raw or grilled or what?
Grilled, I'd probably,
okay, yeah,
I'd probably say,
I can't do. Yeah, Braxton Shelton does the raw onions, by the way. That's a piece of information I have on a Beat Digger. All right, we'll get to the top 2. Here's Garrett Everett. Everett grounded to the 3rd baseman, Garrett, and that one bounces in. 1 ball and no strikes. 3-0 Brush, top of the 4th inning. All right, number 2 is a simple hot dog, but, all right, I know a lot of people don't like it, but a hot dog with sauerkraut and mustard. Yeah, I developed that taste when I was really young. I don't know how. It was an acquired taste. Swing and a miss. A lot of action on that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. All right, your number 2.
My number 2 would have to be Dippin' Dots, I'd say.
You're going to my son's category now. He loves the Dippin' Dots. The pitch swung on. That is grounded left side. The 3rd baseman, Garrett, looks back at second, throws to first for the out. Runner advances to 3rd, and the throw is going to bounce away, but Garrett's able to retrieve it. Actually, Nick Wellen got over there and trapped that baseball so it didn't bounce away too far. But there's 2 down with a runner at 3rd here in the top of the 4th inning, as Garrett Everett is now 0 for 2. Very aggressive base running by Olson.
Now batting, number 16, Caleb Bruder.
Caleb Bruder grounded to short his first time up. All right, we'll get to number 1 when the Beat Diggers hit. So Rule can get out of this inning. Swung on, grounded left side. Shortstop Wellen in the hole. Sets, throws to first. It's offline, and that ball's up against the side of the fence. And again, another throwing error for the Beat Diggers in this frame. And scoring is Olson. It is now 3-1 Brush. No RBI there for Caleb Bruder. A good throw does get him. Game has gotten a little bit sloppy. 6 errors combined. And here's Josh Dorr, who popped to the left fielder Swint his first time up the pitch. Upstairs. Carson Rule still has not given up a hit. Here's the 1, the stretch and the pitch. And that is a strike on the outside corner, belt high. And the count levels at 1-1.
Batting, number 28, Josh Dorr.
Runner off of first is Reuter. The left-hander throws to first, and that's going to be picked off easily. Boy, out by a mile as Reuter was leading. And that's a second pickoff there by Carson Rule. However, Faith Christian scores a run on no hits. There were 2 Beat Digger errors, and nobody left. We head to the bottom of the 4th in Brush. The Beat Diggers lead the Faith Christian Eagles by a score of 3-1. This is Brush Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. I'm John Beltran with Evan James. Let's head to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Bay Diggers lead the Faith Christian Eagles 3-1 as Carson Rule allowed an unearned run. But the Bay Diggers in past years
Number 18, Braxton Shelton.
have done a nice job of coming back and scoring as soon as they give up a run. Shelton reached on an air and scored in that 2-run second. He leads off for the second time in the last 3 innings for Brush. Right-handed hitting second baseman. Wind and pitch, and that is a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. All right, after Braxton hits, we will reveal our favorite ballpark food. You won't see mine coming. There's no way. I don't think you'll see it coming. Wind and pitch, up and in. Took something off it from the right-hander, Garrett Everett. The problem the Beat Diggers have had is making contact against him because they've struck out, I believe it's 8 times. And the pitch inside. Ball 2, strike 1. Everett does have 7 strikeouts in the game. And the offering, and that bounces in, 3-1. Faith Christian is a ranked team, but they will have their struggles this year with some new players, and we've seen it already defensively with the 4 errors. And the 3-1 pitch. That's a strike with a fastball at the knees. It's 3-2.
Come on, kid.
Whew, wind just died down a little bit.
You make the decision. Let's go.
Thank goodness. And a 3-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded to third on a big hop. Sanchez has got it. Sets, throws to first in time, and Shelton is out. Well, it's a nice play by Elijah Sanchez. And 1 down in the 4th for Hondo. All right, give me your number 1.
My number 1 would have to be Peanuts.
Oh,
How about
Good old-fashioned
choice.
Peanuts.
nice
Hondo
choice,
Marcos
man.
Garcia.
Yeah, I'm still going hardcore meat. I'm
right.
still going. And the pitch. Swung on in line towards right field. That ball's got some tail to it, and that ball's going to sail over the head of Mike Jang. Hondo around first to second to throw, and he's going to be out by a mile. He is tagged out at second base, and it wasn't even close. The ball died out there in right field, and he was tagged out by the second baseman, Olson. There's 2 down. So Hondo's now 2 for 2, but eliminated at second base. And that'll send up, let's see, well, you have a pinch hitter.
That would have to be Ivan Cardenas.
That looks like it's Ivan. And that is correct. Ivan will step in for Eli Garcilaso. All right, number 1. I grew up on college baseball going to University of Miami games because that's what we had at Miami besides the Dolphins.
Number 6.
For some reason,
Ivan Cardenas.
I got addicted to Polish sausage. You bite into that and the juices would just, I mean, I'd have to wear almost 2 shirts.
I'd believe you.
Oh, it was great. Polish sausage, I go crazy for Polish sausage. But man, that Peanuts, that's a good one. That's a good one. I would have never thought of that as number 1.
Yeah, I got an addiction to that one. So
you ever go to these restaurants? I know there's a couple of restaurants that I've been to, one in New Orleans and one in Greeley. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that bounces into Ivan. You take him out of the peanut shells, and the peanut shells are all over the floor.
yeah,
I mean, that's... Here's the wind and the 1-0 up and in. Cardenas, 2 balls and no strikes, 2 down. The base is empty. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 3-1 Brush over Faith Christian. And the offering. That is low with a changeup. 3-0. That was pitch number 59 for the right-hander Garrett Everett. Laying down the sign is Carson Wolf. More than likely a 3-0 fastball. And it's upstairs. That's a rare walk in this game. And that will send up Caden Schwint. Looking to find his stroke in the early going. He struck out on 3 pitches. His first time up. We'll find out if Ivan takes off from first, a 2.5-step lead. The stretch, and he squares to bunt, and he takes it low. He disguised that beautifully. 1 ball and no strikes. Ben Garrett got the scoring started with a Texas League single that scored Nick Wellen from first in the first. And the offering scoring to bunt. He takes that low. Well, that's a way to get the pitcher a little bit off track. It's 2-0. Carson Rule had an infield single to score the 3rd run, and the 2nd run scored by Braxton Shelton on a throwing error. 2 balls and no strikes. That's a big lead. 3 steps for Cardenas, and he goes, and the pitch goes to the screen. It's a stolen base anyway. That's 7 consecutive balls thrown by Garrett Everett. And before that, he had 39 strikes and 17 balls. Now he's at 39-24. Still a very good ratio. 3-0. And the pitch upstairs. It's another 4-pitch walk. Here to Caden Schwint. Let's go bottom there.
All right. Bank Colorado is the only bank dedicated to help you make the most living here. They're not just a bank in Colorado, they're a bank of Colorado. Proud supporter of local sports and academics.
3-1. That's Evan James. I'm John Beltran. Bottom of the 4th inning here at Sunset Baseball Field. The Bay Diggers have a couple of more games this week. We'll have the Thursday game against Yuma at 4 o'clock, I should say, from Yuma. Chris Brom will have that for you.
Now
Saturday against Valley is not a league
number
game, so that is
24,
not on our broadcast
Carson
schedule as of yet. But, of course, these are not league games this week. It's a select schedule. All of the league games, of course, will be on 1010 and KSIR.com. Carson Rule, as I mentioned, had the RBI single. He's 1 for 2, and he takes a strike. Fastball, outer half at the knees. It's 0-1. Again, you can follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports, as well as the 1010 KSIR Sports Facebook page. And a step-off, no throw there by Everett. Runners retreat to 2nd and 1st. Ivan Cardenas at 2nd, Caden Schwint at 1st. 2 down in the 4th inning. And Rule awaits the pitch, and he swings and misses at a fastball down in the zone. 0-2 to the B-Digger pitcher, working on a no-hitter through 4. But he would like to extend the 2-run advantage. Back in the box is Carson Rule with an open stance. Garrett Everett's going to throw back to 2nd, and the ball skips off Hegarty, now retrieved by the 2nd baseman, Olson. Yeah, I mean, you wonder why go for the cheap out. You got 2 strikes and a hitter. That's where you have the advantage.
Yep.
You go after the hitter here. I mean, right now Carson's got to be on the defensive down at 0-2. And the offering, runners go. It's high. The throw to 3rd. It's going to be at the 3rd base side. And surprise was the catcher Wolf. He didn't see the lead runner, Ivan, take off. Man, how many stolen bases do the B-Diggers have in this game? I believe that's about 6. And now 2 in scoring position. A base hit can double the lead. And the 1-2. Swinging a foul. Boy, that went off the umpire. Count remains at 1-2. You know, you get hit by a ball when it's 40 degrees versus 70. It feels a little bit different.
I'd say.
I would go through a list of top 3 favorite school subjects, but I don't know if I have a top 1. So actually, I did like math. That's about it back in the day. Wind and pitch, and that curveball stayed high. Yeah, there's only one guarantee, is that you were a better student than I was. That I know for sure. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. And it's a 2-run lead for Brush at the bottom of the 4th inning. The Faith Christian right-hander Garrett Everett kicks and fires. In the dirt, scooped up there by Wolf. 3-2. On deck is Bryson Wooldridge. If Rule reaches, he can break it wide open. A big pitch coming up here in the 4th. And here it is. Swung on and fouled back. Rule stays alive. In this game, 6 combined errors, 4 by Faith and 2 by Brush. The Brush errors led to a run. Here comes a 3-2. Here it is to Rule, and he takes it high. It's a second walk, making the third walk of the inning. In fact, Everett has struck out the side in order in the first 2 innings and now walked the bases loaded here in the 4th. But Bryson Wooldridge has got to figure things out. He struck out twice.
Now batting number 10, Bryson Wooldridge.
Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. Nice hack at that one, but got underneath the baseball. And he's down 0-1, but Rule was down 0-2, and he came back to draw the walk. Wolf lays down the sign. Here's the wind and the offering, and that is in the dirt. Nice scoop up there. Nice block by Wolf. On pitch number 74, you got a limit of 110 for any pitcher. Then you got to rest for 3 days before you can throw another pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike, and stepping off is Everett. He wants his catcher Wolf to go through the signs again. Runners take their leads, and the offering. Swung on. That ball is drilled in the air down the third base side, trickling into foul territory and out of play. Well, it doesn't trickle in the air. I just used that word for no reason. Now it's 1-2. Here's the thing. I don't know if you notice this. Sometimes at ground level, especially the ball's hit in the air, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
You can't spot the baseball. It's much easier to spot the baseball when it's hit on the ground.
Yeah.
But this is my 21st season here, and at times when that, especially when the sun is glaring in from left field, you can lose track of that baseball.
Pretty easily.
Yep. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is a called strike 3 on the outside corner, and Bryson Wooldridge is 0 for 3, and he struck out all 3 times. And Faith Christian escapes a major jam there in the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and the bases were left loaded. The Bee Diggers have now stranded 5 through 4 innings. Let's head to the 5th after the break. With the score and Brush, the Bee Diggers 3, the Faith Christian Eagles 1. You are listening to Brush Bee Digger Baseball on 1010 KSLR and KSLR.com. The Bee Diggers lead 3-1. Let's head to the 5th inning in Brush. Solid competitive ball game. Faith Christian will send up Josh Dorr, Carson Wolf, and Nate Hegarty, 5, 6, and 7, against left-hander Carson Rule,
Josh Dorr,
who is not allowed a base hit in the game. Here's the one and pitch, and that fastball is a little bit low. Dorr is 0 for 1 with a fly ball to left field. He was at the plate when there was a pickoff at the end of the inning. That's off the plate, 2-0. Carson Rule has lots of pitches left in him. That was only number 42. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports. You can find it at any local grocery or convenience store near you. That's a strike. Fastball down the middle. It's 2-1. 3 runs on 5 hits for Brush, 1 run on no hits for Faith. They've committed 4 errors. The Bee Diggers with 2. Swung on and grounded up the middle, headed for center field. And the shortstop, Wellens, got it. He fires to first, and it's wide of the target and up against the side of the fence. Oh, that's going to be a tough score. Might have to give that a base hit behind the bag. That would have been bang, bang at first. Called a base hit for now. That thing was headed for center field, and he cut it off. That would have been very, very close. But again, the Bee Diggers have had some errant throws to first base today. And Carson Wolf will step in. Yeah, tough to tell whether he would have had him, but that would have been a close play at first with the left-handed Josh Dorr out of the box. Courtesy runner at first for Faith Christian. Well, the Bee Diggers have been very average defensively in this game, and so is Faith, if even average.
Number 33, Carson Wolf.
So the leadoff man is on for Faith here in the 5th inning. They've got the tying run at the plate at Carson Wolf. The stretch by Carson Rule and the pitch. And that's in a dirt block by Ludgate. 1 ball and no strikes. A run in the first and 2 in the second for Brush. 1 in the fourth for Faith Christian. Wolf struck out swinging his first time up. Short lead at first. And the pitch swung on. That's driven in the air down the left side. That's a base hit. Schwentz will run to his right and flag that down. But now first and second. And if the other one wasn't a hit, that certainly is a legitimate clean base hit. And that was the number 6 hitter. And here's Nate Hegarty. So runners at first and second.
Now batting number 4, Nathaniel Hegarty.
Hegarty was hit by a pitch his first time up. Yeah, I'm not sure who's running at second, but nonetheless we know it's not the original hitter, and that's a strike with a fastball in the inner half. Yeah, we know it's not Josh Dorr. 0-1. And now the temperature begins to drop and the wind picks up again. The stretch by Rule and the pitch. Fastball is high. Count levels at 1-1. Things are getting very interesting here in Brush. The Beatniggers had the early 3-0 lead. They gave Faith Christian a run, and now the first 2 have reached here for Faith in the 5th. And the 1-1 squaring to bunt and lays it down foul up the first base side. Now Hegarty's in swing away mode at 1-2. Yeah, the wind blows in from the perfect angle.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, very bad for us, but but the ideal angle so it feeds through the microphone, which we try to block at all costs. And the 1-2. Swung on, popped up. The infield fly rule is in effect. The first baseman, Wooldridge, makes the catch, and there's 1 down. But it was an out either way. Yeah, the infield fly was put into effect so you don't drop the ball on purpose and set up an easy double play. Elijah Sanchez popped up to the second baseman, Shelton, his first time up. The Beatniggers could use a double play and get out of this inning. The offering swung on and fouled off to the right. A young squad here for Faith Christian. Sanchez down in the count at 0-1. Well, this would be a huge confidence booster. You beat Fort Morgan. If you win this game, Yuma's 4-0. So that's going to be a tough one on Thursday in Yuma. Runners take their leads with 1 down in the 5th inning. Pitch to Sanchez, and he swings and grounds it up the middle. A shortstop, Wellen, goes to second for 1. Shelton to first. That's 2! 6-4-3. A perfectly turned double play. And the Beatniggers get out of that mess. No runs on 2 hits. No errors and a man left. 4 1/2 innings are in the book. With the score, Brush 3, Faith Christian 1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. That's a big double play. Wellen to Shelton to Wooldridge to close out the top of the 5th inning, and the Beatniggers lead the Faith Christian Eagles 3-1. And Garrett Everett still on the hill. Micah Moldenhauer. Is he going to be the... do I see Josh Dorr still out there? I guess Dorr is still out. Yeah, okay. That's what it was. It was a re-entry. So Moldenhauer ran for Dorr, and Dorr's back at first base.
Leading off for the Beatniggers, number 21, Nick Wellen.
Nick Wellen is 1 for 2. Singled and scored and struck out. The right-hander Garrett Everett delivers in the dirt. Carson Wolf has done a nice job on the plate. He's taken some pitches he's had to block. Lots of talent on both sides. Faith just has to develop theirs. And as is Brush starting 3 freshmen. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering upstairs and inside with a heater 2-0. 3, 4, and 5 for Brush. A great opportunity to extend the lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The pitch swung on and drilled towards center field. That one's got some carry to it, but it's going to be caught by Caleb Reuter. He backpedaled and made the catch for the first out of the bottom of the 5th inning. One down here for Ben Garrett, who singled and reached on an air. He's 1 for 2. Yeah, look at that flag out there in center, Evan. And that thing is blowing big time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I wonder if it's going to fly off that pole. Swung on. That ball is drilled on the ground into left field for a base hit. Ben Garrett has 2 of Brush's 6 hits. He's now 2 for 3. A 1-out hit in the 5th here for Hunter Ludgate, who has struck out and grounded out. And again, Garrett probably looking to take off. Let's check out how many bases the Bay Diggers have stolen. And that's down and in with a changeup. 1 ball and no strikes.
Bay Diggers, number 4, Hunter Ludgate.
Brush has stolen 7 bases in the game. And the pitch swung on. That's lifted towards center field. Reuter's going back, but in left center, he's going to make the catch. Belt high, and there's 2 down. Well, a couple of balls struck well by Wellen and Ludgate, but they result in outs. Here's Braxton Shelton, who reached on an air and grounded to third.
Braxton Shelton.
0 for 2. He had 2 doubles in the opener against Fort Morgan. 3-step lead for Garrett. He takes off. And that pitch is a strike. The throw to second is right there, and Garrett is going to be safe. He beat it. The tag was applied by Hegarty, but he just got in there. Or checked at the second baseman, Olson. 8th stolen base for Brush in the game, and Garrett has another. And now Shelton with a chance to drive in the 4th run of the game for Brush. Looking back is Everett. And the pitch swung on and chopped foul up the third base side. And the count moves to 0-2. Brush has led since the bottom of the 1st inning. It was 1-0 on a Texas leaguer by Ben Garrett, and then they tallied 2 more in the 2nd. Unearned run by Faith in the 4th. 0-2 to Shelton. The offering swung on and foul right behind the plate. Tried to tie him up. Remains alive at 0-2.
Looks like it might have hit his ankle on that.
Yeah, I mean, it did nick him a bit. You're right, I think on the left ankle. And again, they hurt a lot more in the cold weather. And the 0-2 offering. Swung on. That ball's grounded slowly to short. Hegarty charges. Field sets, throws, and out to Shelton. And the inning is over. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We have 2 innings to be played here. 5 complete in Brush. And the Bay Diggers lead the Faith Christian Eagles by a score of 3-1 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Well, my friend Vernon Maris is here. The Bay Diggers lead 3-1. Let's head to the 6th inning. Now my day is complete. My day is full now. 100% complete over the Faith Christian Eagles. Again, you can follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports, as well as the 1010 KSIR Sports Facebook page. And again, this is, when it comes to baseball concession stands, it is the best. And I don't say that just by guessing. I've had enough knowledge of it to know. All right, we have a few changes here, Evan. With Braxton Shelton on the mound, there's some other positional changes as well there.
Number 10, Bryson Woldridge.
Ben Garrett at first. Alejandro Matos Garcia is at third.
For the Eagles. Number 11.
Oh, no, Bryson Woldridge is on the hill. Excuse me. All right, so here we go to begin the 6th inning. Mike Chang outside with a tailing fastball. Woldridge picked up the victory. So again, Ben Garrett at first. Shelton remains at second. The third baseman is Matos Garcia. And the pitch, again, tails away. This is the issue he had against Fort Morgan. He got outs when he needed to, but he could not control that fastball. And the pitch, swing and a foul. But against it, still did well enough to pick up the victory in relief. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Again, it tails away. 3-1. This is out of the stretch. With the bases empty and the Bean Diggers leading Faith Christian 3-1. Excellent job by Carson Rule. He's the pitcher of record. Swing and a foul tip into the glove. Yeah, but he can just be more consistent. I mean, Woolridge is not that easy to hit. Fort Morgan found that out. In fact, he did not allow a run despite getting into trouble most innings. And that's outside again on a ball tailing away. And it's a leadoff walk here in the 6th. And that was to the number 9 hitter. Here's Olson, who's popped out and reached on an error. You can close the book.
35, Jeremiah Olson.
Close the book on Carson Rule. 5 innings to 53 pitches, and that's a ball. Struck out 2, did not walk a batter, did hit a batter. And gave up 1 unearned run. Throw back to first. It's a lob over there. Back in diving is Jang. 3-1 Brush in the 6th inning. 6 outs to go, but these are not going to be easy to get. The Bean Diggers just turned a double play to end the 5th inning. Again, throw back to first, and that one offline. Nice snag over there by Garrett. And one of the other issues for Brush, they have stranded 6 on the base paths, and Faith has only left 1 on base. So Brush has had more opportunities and been unable to convert. And the 1-0. And that is a strike on the outside corner. But again, lots of tail, and it looks like he's setting up towards the right side of the rubber, so he keeps it in the strike zone. 1-1 squaring to bunt, and it's fouled behind the plate. Nice adjustment there by Wooldridge. Ball 1, strike 2. In the 6th inning. Willow Coffee and Bake Shop, 921 Edison Street in Brush. Throw back to first and back in diving over there. Once again, it's Jang. Again, back in the box is Olson. Down in the count. The offering. Fastball is up and away. Ball 2, strike 2. The Bean Diggers again trying to avenge an 18-0 loss to Faith 1 year ago in Arvada. That's a huge lead at first. Pitch home. Swung on. That's tapped up the first base side, and it'll be fielded by Garrett. The pitcher, Wooldridge, covering, and late. That's going to be an infield hit for Olson. He did beat it out. Boy, on a check swing. And that's the 3rd hit of the game for Faith Christian. And for the 2nd time in the last 2 innings, they've got the first 2 men on base.
Now batting number 3, Aaron Buckman.
Aaron Buckman will now step in for Faith Christian. And he bunts it foul. Buckman already's got a sacrifice bunt and a strikeout. Prior to that, he's 0 for 1. Well, yeah, it's not easy to close these games out. Brush is finding that out right now. 2 on and nobody out in the 6th inning, leading 3-1. And the pitch squaring to bunt, and Buckman takes it for a strike. Not sure why he backed off there. That was a perfect pitch down the middle at the knees. And now, more than likely, he's going to swing away at 0-2. And the big, strong Garrett Everett, a dangerous threat, is on deck. Runners take their leads. And the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and lined, and on a one-hopper to Garrett. He throws to second for 1. Wellen will hold on to the baseball. That'll be a 3-6 fielder's choice. And runners at the corners with 1 down here in the 6th inning. And that was another kind of check swing there. And a nice play by Ben Garrett. And watch out for this guy, Garrett Everett. He's grounded at third twice. He had a big game against Brush last year. In fact, three of the hitters that are in this lineup, they all got 2 hits. Brush is out hitting Faith 6-3, outscoring them 3-1. Oh, was it an automatic double play? The pitch taken for a strike.
Like
yeah, it must have been an automatic double play over at first. Here's the stretch and pitch, swung on and tapped foul. I wonder if the base runner going from first to second didn't slide and they just called that an automatic double play. So the Bee Diggers catch a huge break. I mean, that's the only thing it could have been, Evan, right? I didn't
see anything
throw
else.
the ball. Yeah, okay. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, that's a huge break for Brush. And the pitch, and the breaking ball is down and away. Boy, that might be the play of the game for the Bee Diggers, because this could have been first and third with 1 down and a big threat at the plate, but he's only the tying run now. The Offering tails outside with a fastball. Now the board says 1-1. I got 2-2. Yep, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a man at third. The Bee Diggers up by 2 in the 6th inning. Wooldridge delivers, swung on and tapped foul up the third base side. Yeah, you've got to get the ball outside of this guy's happy zone because Everett is strong. Yeah, he hit a couple of balls last year against Brush that were scorched. Big, strong kid. And the 2-2. Swung on and fouled off the end of the bat. Might have thrown him a changeup or some type of all-speed pitch. Remains at 2-2. And another big, strong hitter, the center fielder, Caleb Bruder, waits to hit next. At third is Jang. And the Offering. Swung on and fouled again to the backstop. Same pitch, same result. It remains at 2-2. The Bee Diggers are clinging to the 2-run advantage on a bright, sunny, windy Tuesday in Brush. And the pitch, swung on and foul. Man, this guy's not giving up. That was up in the zone. And here comes the 9th pitch of the at-bat. He's fouled off 4 consecutive pitches. Oh, this gets dangerous. You start reading that pitcher. I mean, he's barely missing some of these pitches. Let's see if Wooldridge can come up with some magic. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled down the right side and out of play. 5 consecutive foul balls hit by Garrett Everett, and he's still the pitcher of record for Faith. Wooldridge is looking for the 2-inning save in relief of Carson Rule. He's already got a win on the hill against Fort Morgan as he came in with a 6-1 deficit and rallied the Bee Diggers on the mound while the Bee Diggers did it at the plate as well. 2-2 to Garrett Everett. The stretch and the Offering. Swung on, that ball is drilled in the ground to short. Wellen has it on 2 hops. The throw to first is offline, and the tag, it looked like it was applied by Garrett, but safe. Safe at first base. That's going to be a throwing error by Wellen, and it makes it a 3-2 game as Everett reaches. 2 unearned runs have been scored by Faith Christian in the game. That would have been the final out of the inning. Well, Bee Diggers now have got to get out of this with Caleb Bruder. He takes it for a strike on the outer half. All of the Brush errors have been committed by the middle infield here. And the 0-1 tails outside. Ruder grounded out to the shortstop and reached on an error by the shortstop. 7 errors in this game, 4 by the visitors and 3 by the home team. And the 1-1 pitch, that's taken low. Took something off at ball 2, strike 1 to the cleanup hitter in this lineup. Faith has drawn to within 1, although the board says 3-1, it is 3-2. And the pitch outside again, 3-1.
You know, John, I've noticed that Ludgate has a nice, stays in front of the ball. Nice.
Yeah, he squares himself very well. Very square to the pitcher. That certainly helps the pitcher. 3-1. The pitch swung on and grounded left side well into the hole. Backhands, throws to second, going the short way. And they get the force. Nice backhanded play there by Nick Wellen. And the Bead Diggers do get out of that. However, another run is on the board for Faith Christian. The Eagles do score a run. They do it on one hit, one error, and a man left. Let's head to the bottom of the 6th inning. With the score, Brush 3 and Faith Christian 2. This is Brush Bead Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. All right, the Bead Diggers have used 2 pitchers, and now Faith Christian will be utilizing their second. Josh Dorr, the left-handers on the mound. The starting pitcher, Garrett Everett, is now the first baseman. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Bead Diggers have a 3-2 lead over Faith Christian here in Brush. And the Bead Diggers looking for some insurance runs, or at least one, with Alejandro Maltos Garcia, Ivan Cardenas, and Caden Schwint. Boy, that's a big ask here, Evan. 3 freshmen stepping up here.
Well, I've played with a lot of these guys in the past, and they've always, when they know they're on the line, they got
Leading
to
out the 6th inning for
hit
the
it
Bead
right.
Diggers.
Yeah.
Number 12, Alejandro Maltos
Yeah,
Garcia.
these are all your classmates, so I'll be nice. I'm not going to ask you if you have any dirt on these guys. Because
No.
I would be ruthless. I just go for it. But then again, I graduated 30-some-odd years ago. I would have done it at your age. And the pitch. And Hondo takes a fastball upstairs. Hondo is 2 for 2. A bunt, single, and then he had a base hit into right field, tried to extend it into a double, and was gunned down at second. And the lefty delivers. And he swings and lines it on one hop to the second baseman, Olson. He flips to first for the out. Hit it off the end of the bat. And that's the first time Hondo's been retired today. Here comes Ivan Cardenas, who walked. But again, that was a critical juncture of the game. The Bead Diggers
Now
had the
batting
bases
number
loaded,
6, Ivan Cardenas.
but could not drive in the run to extend what was a 3-1 lead at the time. The pitch inside to Ivan. Ivan has seen 5 pitches and has seen all balls. 1 ball and no strikes to the freshman. And the offering. Swing and a miss and a ball up in the zone. Took something off of that. Looked like a changeup thrown by Josh Dorr. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch in the dirt. Again, all-speed pitch, 2-1. Here to Ivan with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. The offering. Swing and foul tip into the glove of the catcher, Wolf. 2-2.
Just a little under that one.
Yeah, it's hard to time these guys out who are throwing all these changeups and all-speed pitches. 2-2 pitch, and the breaking ball's down and away. I mean, look what happened with Garrett Everett, I should say, the starting pitcher. He had a bevy of strikeouts. Now, he did lose control a little bit later on in the game. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and lined foul down the right side. Remains at 3-2. Everett went 5 innings, 86 pitches. Struck out 8. Walked 3. That was all in the same inning. And did allow 3 runs, but only 1 earned. In fact, every run in this game has been unearned, but 1. And the 3-2 pitch. Inside, a second straight walk issued to Ivan Cardenas. All right, here is Caden Schwint. I'll check that. No, he's not going to hit right now. This will be a... That's Kyle Wellen stepping in. Another freshman. Throw back to first, and the throw was errant, and it went off the first baseman's glove, and Everett chasing it down. And to second is Yvonne, but he would have been picked off. Now he's going for third. The throw, the slide, and he's going to be in there. Boy, that's aggressive base running. That's called good and bad. I mean, he should have been picked off.
Kyle Wellen.
But he took advantage of the mistake. And that's error number 5 on Faith Christian. And now they've got an insurance run 90 feet away. Well, I'm surprised the infield's playing back. I don't get that. They're down by a run here in the 6th inning. Here's the wind and pitch. Swing and a miss. Yeah, I don't get this at all. Why are you not playing up? You're down by a run in the 6th inning. So if Wellen hits anything on the ground, Yvonne with his speed is going to be able to score easily. Unless it's back to the pitcher. And the offering. Swung on and lifted into shallow right field. And that ball, a dive, and is it caught or did it land? The runner's going to tag up from third. I guess it was caught out there by Jang. And scoring is going to be Yvonne Cardenas, so they're going to call it an out because standing at first base as well. And, yeah, it was caught, a nice diving grab. And now they appeal at third, saying that Yvonne took off too early, but he did not. So it's a sac fly, and the Bead Diggers now lead 4-2. All right, so that's a big run. And that's called manufacturing a run. Here's Carson Rule, the pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Nate Hegarty has the ball go off his glove, and he's had a tough day out there. Another error for Faith Christian. That is their 6th of the game. And the inning continues for Bryson Wooldridge.
Now batting for the Bead Diggers, number 10, Bryson Wooldridge.
And normally field conditions, Evan, are not great in March, but this field looks like it's in really good shape.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like it's taking bad hops or anything. I think it's just, first game of the season for a young shortstop, and Hegarty's got lots of talent. The offering. Swung on and lifted to center field. Caleb Bruder goes back, still going back. That ball's got some carry, but he makes the running catch in the gap. And Wooldridge made contact for the first time today, but he gave it a ride. And now his job is back on the hill. The Bead Diggers pick up a huge run. They do not get a base hit. There were 2 errors and 1 man left. 6 innings complete. We are live at Sunset Baseball Field in Brush with the score. The Bead Diggers 4 and the Faith Christian Eagles 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. All right, the Bead Diggers picked up a huge run in the bottom of the 6th inning. They now lead 4-2. The new first baseman for the Bead Diggers is Kyle Wellen. Ben Garrett is back at third. And you said Yvonne was in there too during the break?
Yep.
Is he in right field?
Looks like it.
Or center field? Let's see. Carson. Carson's been in center since.
Josh Dewar.
Yeah, I think Yvonne. We'll check that. He might be in right. Here's Josh Dorr. And that tails inside. Lefty against lefty. Dorr popped out and singled. 3 outs away are the Bead Diggers from their 2nd win in as many games. The pitch, it tails inside. 2-0. Yeah, Wooldridge has a lot of lateral movement on his pitches, which is good. But that's the negative side. 18 strikes and 13 balls. In this game, the strike-to-ball ratio is not good against Fort Morgan, but he picked up the victory. Not good here, but again, he throws strikes when he has to, and that one is low. A 4-pitch walk. And the tying run is at the plate, and Carson Wolf, who has struck out and singled. 1 for 2 in the game.
Now batting, number 33, Jeremiah Olson.
But again, when Wooldridge needed a double play, he threw a beautiful double play ground ball. And the pitch, that's a strike with a fastball down the middle at the knees. To Carson Wolf, the 6th hitter in the lineup. Faith has 3 hits in the game. And the offering, swung on, that is lined for a base hit into left center field. That's going to roll for a while towards the fence. Around second is Dorr headed for third. That's going to be a second and third now for Faith Christian to lead off the 7th inning. Their 4th hit of the game, and the second by Wolf in their first extra base hit. And here's Nate Hegarty.
Now batting for the Eagles.
Well,
number 4, Nathaniel Hegarty.
the last thing the B-Diggers want to do is bat in the bottom of the 7th inning, but Faith has got a big-time rally going. And that's a strike with a tailing fastball down the middle. It's 0-1. Hegarty was hit by a pitch and popped out. He is 0 for 1 in the game. Dorr at third. Wolf at second. 4-2 Brush in the 7th. A pitch. Swing and a miss, and Wooldridge cranking it up. 0-2. He's not going for the out. He's going for the strikeout right now. Bryson delivers. Swung on and fouled off to the right, not a play. Remains at 0-2 to Nate Hegarty. This is the bottom of the lineup. Hegarty at the 7-hole, Sanchez at the 8-hole, and Jang at the 9-hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Runners take their leads. Out of the stretch is Wooldridge. And the offering. Breaking ball is just outside. Count moves to 1-2. Hegarty digs in from the right side. And the pitch. Swung on and chopped over the mound. The second baseman, Shelton, goes to a knee, drops it, picks it up. He'll have no play. A run scores, first and third here in the 7th, and Faith draws to within 1. It's 4-3. Yeah, that was a tough play. We'll score an infield hit. That's a tough one there. And the pitch squaring to bunt. It's a safety squeeze. Wooldridge cannot apply the tag. The ball's off the bottom of his glove. It's going to be a base hit for Sanchez. Scoring is Wolf, and the game is tied at 4. Boy, a perfect bunt, and Wooldridge tried to field and apply the tag at the same time. And Faith Christian has tied the game here in the 7th, and still with nobody out. So the first 4 have reached for Faith Christian. Started with a walk and then a double and 2 singles. Scoring the bunt. Beautiful down the third base side. Barehanded. The throw to first is going to be in time. Oh, dropped by Wellen at first. That'll be an error. Well, we'll score a sacrifice bunt with an error. And the bases are loaded and the B-Diggers are falling apart. Yeah, Wooldridge looked over at third, and I'm not sure why. He did not have a play at third, but even at that, the play at first was made, and the ball was just dropped by Welland. So now the B-Diggers have committed 4 errors in the game. Yeah, this is a character test now for Brush. A walk, a double, a single, and a big error there. And we are tied at 4. And the bases are loaded for Faith Christian. Hegarty at third, Sanchez at second, Jang at first. And this is Jeremiah Olson,
now batting for the Eagles,
who is 1 for 3.
35, Jeremiah Olson. He
He has popped out, reached on an error, and singled. The infield is playing in for Brush with nobody out in the 7th. Wooldridge looks in. And the pitch. It tails away. 1 ball and no strikes. Point credit this team from Arvada. They use some small ball with those bunts. Little grounder up the middle. That double into left center field by Wolf. And the pitch. And that's outside. 2-0. The B-Diggers have not trailed in the game, but now are 2 pitches away from doing so. 2-0. Swung on, grounded. Base hit into center field. No, Wellen has got it, but there's no play. No play there. He was out in front of the second base bag, so the ball never got to center. But the run scores. It's a base hit for Jeremiah Olson, and Faith has 3 runs in the inning. They now lead 5-4. That's a great play by Wellen just to keep the ball in the infield. If not, another run would have scored. And here is Aaron Buckman, 0 for 2. He's at a sack bunt. And this is going to be, we'll have a pitching change. Looks like a pitching change here for the Bean Diggers.
All right, this Brush pitching change is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you. Call them at 842-4555.
All right, Braxton Shelton will be the new pitcher. We'll resume here in 1 minute. 5-4 Faith Christian in the 7th on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Bean Diggers led for most of the game today and now trail Faith Christian 5-4, and the Eagles are not done. The bases are loaded. They've scored 3 runs in the 7th. Nobody out in this inning. Braxton Shelton, the new pitcher. Bryson Wooldridge goes back to first. He's now the pitcher of record. And again, he began the frame with a 4-pitch walk to Josh Dorr, which is never a recipe for success. Maltos Garcia now to second. And Faith has done a nice job of some small ball there with back-to-back bunts. As they executed very nicely, the Bean Diggers have made some miscues in his frame as well. And now Shelton being called upon to keep this at a 5-4 game. Buckman is 0 for 2. At third is Sanchez, Jang at second. And Jeremiah Olson, who's base hit, gave Faith Christian their first and only lead, is at first base. The infield is playing in. Again, Garrett, Wellen, Maltos Garcia, Wooldridge from third to first for Brush. And the pitch. Fastball's a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Well, the good news for Brush, they still have a shot to win this in the bottom of the 7th, but they want to keep it at 5-4. And the offering, and that is low. And the count levels at 1-1. From the right side, Buckman awaits the pitch, and he swings and sends that deep into left center field, going way back as Schwint, and that ball takes 2 hops, and it's up against the bottom of the fence. 2 runs will score, and it's going to be a 2-run double for Aaron Buckman. Faith Christian is 5 across in the 7th, and they now lead 7-4. Wow, just like that, this baseball game has turned around. And Buckman with his first hit of the game. Here is Garrett Everett, who's grounded out 3 times. He's actually reached once on an error. And that's a fastball for a strike on the inner half at the knees. It's 0-1. And now the reliever Josh Dorr stands to win this game for Faith. And Shelton ready with a pitch. Swing and a miss to it right by him. It's 0-2. Big inning for Faith. The first 7 men have reached. No balls and 2 strikes. Laying down the sign is Ludgate, and stepping out and calling time is Everett. And we'll have the Avalanche coming up here right after this game. A game that we thought the Bean Diggers could wrap up at this point. The pitch swung on. That ball is driven foul down the left side. Count remains at 0-2. Here to Garrett Everett. Second and third. Here for Faith Christian, still nobody out in this frame. Here's the wine and offering. Swung on and fouled off the end of the bat. On the breaking ball, it remains at 0-2. It's amazing, boy, this place has gotten very quiet here in Brush. Led for 6.5 innings. Or 6+ innings, I should say. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Everett strikes out, and there's 1 down. Shelton will now face Caleb Reuter. He's grounded 3 times to the left side and is 0 for 3. Reached on an error 1 of those times.
Now batting number 16, Caleb Reuter.
Coming your way, man.
The infield playing in the pitch. Swing and a miss, and a ball in the dirt on the breaking ball, and Reuter missed that by a mile. Nice block by Ludgate. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. That's a fastball inside and low. Boy, that barely missed. The count levels at 1-1. Jeremiah Olson has given Faith the lead, and they've extended that on a 2-run double by Aaron Buckman at 7-4 in the 7th. The pitch, strike, fastball inside corner. Bell tie, it's 1-2. Shelton looking for his 2nd straight strikeout. Wynn picks up again. Gets a sign from Ludgate. And the 1-2 pitch. Low. Went with a heater again. It's 2-2. Looking for the strikeout here of Reuter. The pitch. Swung on and chopped to short. Wellen has it. He's going to throw home the tag. And out at the plate as the tag is applied. And out is Jeremiah Olson. Nice tag there by Ludgate. That'll go 6-2 on the fielder's choice. There's 2 down. All right, so they can keep this at a 3-run game. If you can retire Josh Dorr, he led off this inning with a walk. Again, you got to pinpoint that plate appearance. The walk is what started this all. 1st and 3rd and 2 down. The stretch by Shelton. Runner goes. That's taken for a strike on the inside corner. That'll be defensive indifference. B-Diggers were not going to throw down there. But again, a base hit could extend the lead for Faith. Yeah, 7-4 is manageable. 9-4, boy, that would be tough. And the offering. Swung on and fouled off to the left. Count goes to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Shelton already has 1 strikeout in the inning. He'll operate out of the windup. Buckman at 3rd, Reuter at 2nd. The offering. Swung on and hit up the middle on the ground. The shortstop Wellen has it behind the bag, throws to first for the out. That's a big defensive play, and the inning is finally over. However, it's an explosion for Faith Christian. 5 runs on 5 hits. There was a beat digger error, and 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Faith Christian 7, Brush 4 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's head to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Beat Diggers trail Faith Christian 7-4. Nick Wellen, Ben Garrett, and Hunter Ludgate against Josh Dorr. Wellen is 1 for 3. He scored the game's first run. That seemed like a long time ago. Now the Beat Diggers trying to generate a rally. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. They led 4-2 going into the frame. But then Faith exploded for 5 runs. So you do have the heart of the lineup. Here for Faith for Brush.
Leading off for the B-Diggers in the bottom half of the 7th. Number 21, Nick Wellen.
All right, so Nick Wellen. Once again at 1 for 3. Single, struck out, and lined out. This will be a huge win for Faith. I mean, with the 6 errors they committed, they just kept fighting back. The wind and the pitch. Swung on. That ball is driven into deep left field. That one might find the fence, and that one is up against the bottom of the fence. Wellen is around first. He's into second with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wellen's 2nd hit of the game. And that baseball was tattooed there by Nick Wellen. Here's Ben Garrett. And the B-Diggers are 1 hitter away from sending the tying run to the plate.
Now batting for the B-Diggers, number 15, Ben Garrett.
Here is Garrett against the lefty. And the pitch is inside with a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. The stretch. And the 1-0 has taken for a strike on the off speed. Count levels at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. The pitch.
Good eye.
Upstairs. Two and 1 here to Ben Garrett. And the offering. Swung on. That ball is grounded to short. Haggerty's got it on the second hop. He throws low to first, but in time. Now the throw to third, and Welland's in there. All right, but there is one down. One down in the frame here for Hunter Ludgate. Ludgate is 0 for 3. And the pitch. Up and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
Batting for the Beat Diggers, number 4, Hunter Ludgate.
The pitch. Tails away. Two and 0 to Ludgate. So equipment issue here. Hopefully we stay on. This is the top of the hour, 1010 KSIR. Rush Fort Morgan. And it's upstairs, 3-0. 3-0 to Ludgate. The tying run is on deck. 1 out in the 7. 7-4 Faith. That's a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Three balls, 1 strike, and the pitch swung on. That is grounded left side. Sanchez, the third baseman, cannot get it. Haggerty throws to first, and that will be late. It's a base hit. A run scores. And the Beat Diggers now trail 7-5. So give Ludgate the RBI.
Go now, Hunter.
And here we go. There's still a shot for the Beat Diggers. Braxton Shelton, who is 0 for 3, will now step in for Brush.
Hunter Dunn's on first.
Pinch runner for the Beat Diggers, number 11, Hunter Dunn.
That's the voice.
Now batting for the Beat Diggers, number 18, Braxton Shelton.
He'll be joining me throughout the season when he's not on assignment, doing other things. Very busy man. All right, let's see if Braxton can deliver here. And the throw back to first, and he is going to be picked off. I mean, I don't know. Boy, you got the tying run at the plate, and that cannot happen. But it just did, unfortunately. Picked off. Both teams have struggled with that. And that's lefty against lefty. You just can't take a chance there. You should almost be standing on the bag. I mean, ugh. Boy, that hurts. That really hurts. Now let's see what Braxton can do here. Now that changes the at-bat completely. He can knock one out. They're still down by 1. And he swings and fists it into right field. And a dive. And Jan cannot make the catch. And the ball gets away to shallow right field. And Shelton to second. That'll be a double. Boy, and that's why the pickoff looms even larger now. That pickoff looms even larger because now the Beat Diggers could have had the
Beat Diggers, number 12,
the winning
Alejandro Maltos Garcia.
But the only thing Hondo can now do, all Hondo can now do is just the game. The stretch and the offering. And he swings and fouls it straight back. That was a monster swing by Hondo. No balls and 1 strike. The Bay Diggers trail in the 7-7-5. They do have a run across. They were down 7-4 going into the inning. They were up 4-2 actually going into the inning, and 7-4. No throw to second. And it's just a fake there. And the infielders and outfielders go scrambling, trying to throw Shelton off his game, but he stayed on the bag. No balls and 1 strike. You know what Hondo's thinking, don't you, Evan?
Not really.
Hit the ball out of here. I think that's what he's thinking.
Just like his brother.
The pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. Tied him up there. It's 0-2. Oh, yeah. Even Baby, Arturo was the bigger hitter in terms of power, but Arturo hit 2 home runs in 1 game in his junior year, but Baby had some home run power. And the offering. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball in the dirt, and Carson Wolf will have to throw him out, and does. And the game is over. It's a strikeout of Hondo to end it. And Faith Christian has rallied with 5 runs in the 7th inning, and they win the game by a score of 7-5. A heartbreaking loss for the Bee Diggers, who had the lead. They had a 4-2 lead going into the frame, but they lose by a score of 7-5. Let's take a break, and we'll wrap it up after this. Faith Christian 7, Brush 5 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.
The Brush Bee Diggers postgame show is brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Home and Center, a proud supporter of all our area athletes. They'll serve you with all your home, farm, and ranch supplies with 3 locations: Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan.
That's Evan James. I'm John Beltran. A heartbreaker this afternoon from Sunset Baseball Field in Brush. Faith Christian rallies with 5 runs in the 7th inning. They win the game 7-5. 7 runs on 8 hits, 6 errors for Faith. They left 4 on base, 5 runs, 9 hits, 4 errors, 8 left on base for Brush. The winning pitcher in relief was the left-hander Josh Dorr. And the loss went to Bryson Wooldridge. And time of the game, 2 hours and 1 minute. The Bee Diggers grabbed a 1-0 lead in the 1st inning on Ben Garrett's RBI single, which scored Nick Wellen from first. Bee Diggers would score 2 runs in the 2nd, 1 on a throwing error, and the other one on Carson Rule's infield single, and Rule pitched really well in this game. Faith then chipped away, scoring unearned runs in the 4th inning to make it 3-1, and then in the 6th inning, as it was 3-2, but back came the Bee Diggers as they picked up an unearned run in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kyle Wellen with a sac fly, scoring Ivan Cardenas, and it made it 4-2. But then things fell apart in the top of the 7th inning. Bryson Wooldridge looking for the save after pitching well in Fort Morgan. Walked the opening hitter. And again, that could be the kiss of death. He walked Josh Dorr on 4 pitches. Then Carson Wolf with an infield single. Nate Hegarty with a single. Elijah Sanchez with a bunt single, tying the game at 4. Then Jeremiah Olson had a base hit up the middle. It was 5-4 at that point. Aaron Buckman then hit a 2-run double off of reliever Braxton Shelton, making it 7-4. The Bee Diggers did pick up a run in the bottom of the 7th inning on Hunter Ludgate's infield single, scoring Nick Wellen, but not good enough for the Bee Diggers today, as they lose 7-5. Their record is now at 1-1. Nick Wellen was the only Bee Digger with 2 hits in the game. For Faith Christian, they got 2 hits from Jeremiah Olson and Carson Wolf. Aaron Buckman, as I mentioned, with that 2-run double. So that's the way it went today, with the Bee Diggers falling to the Faith Christian Eagles 7-5. They'll be back in action coming up on Thursday. Chris Bull Braun will have the first pitch 4 o'clock from Yuma against the Indians right here on 1010, as well as KSIR.com. Outstanding in his debut for Evan James, the freshman here at Brush High School. I'm John Beltran. The final score, Faith Christian 7, Brush 5. You've been listening to Brush Beat Digger Baseball right here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.